This room is quiet now, as it is most of the time. It is, after all, a library in a 90-year-old house in a sleepy Brick Street neighborhood in the South Side of Huntington, West Virginia. But once a week or so, the room rocks a bit. Hey there, it's Charlie Bowen with the 1937 Flood. Welcome to a special video edition of our regular podcast, a much expanded edition that's a loving tribute to some of the wonderful people who have sat in with the band over the years. As I say, most evenings this room is quiet and empty, but once a week it welcomes musicians. Sometimes it's just the members of the band learning new tunes, relearning old ones. At other times, friends and neighbors come in to listen to the music, to pass along stories and news, maybe to share the latest jokes making the rounds. And then on special occasions, visitors drop in to jam with us. They can come from around the corner or around the globe. On the same night, we have had players from England sitting elbow to elbow with pickers from Canonsburg. In the same room, we've had musicians from Australia jamming with those from Pocahontas County, from Japan, and from way out Wayne. They are fiddlers and flutists, piano players and banjo pickers, guitarists, singers and songwriters, storytellers, all of one kind or another. Sometimes the room bursts into good old-fashioned sing-alongs. Other times, well, a single picker can bring down the house with some remarkable playing. For instance, check out our friend Jesse Smith, a phenomenal, nationally known fingerpicker who came down from his home in Wadsworth, Ohio, near Akron, to sit in with us one sweet evening.
I can't hum it that fast.
And then there was the hot summer evening when Phyllis Dale, the legendary red-hot mama of Delta Queen Steamboat fame, came by to party with us well into the night with songs and her brand of carols.
I'm going to Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come. I'm going to Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come.
Tell it.
You got a crazy way of loving me. I'm gonna get me some. I'm gonna stand on the corner, 12th Street and Vine. I'm gonna Kansas City, and I'm gonna find well, my crazy little baby and lots of crazy little wine. Well, I might take the train, I might take the plane, and if I gotta walk, I'm gonna go just the same. I'm going to Kansas City, here I come. We got crazy way of loving things. I'm gonna get me some. All right, guys, whatever, go ahead. Who's singing it? I don't know his name.
Get it, Jacob. Let's take a vote.
There, let Jacob take it. Oh, they get hard, bleeding one. Oh, I better take it.
Oh, girl, you vote on. Oh,
Yeah.
Tell it. Wait.
And of course, the flute Phyllis was referring to is the one played by Dr. Wendell Dobbs, a professor at Marshall University and a section leader in the Huntington Symphony Orchestra. Wendell regularly, though not nearly often enough, dropped into jam with us. Check out Wendell and Joe's The Water is Wide. Sallie Sublette is an old friend who goes back a long way with the Flood, especially with Joe Dobbs. In fact, just a year after we met Joe in the spring of 1975, Sallie met Joe, and they became lifelong friends and musical partners. Sallie lives in Idaho nowadays and doesn't get home much, so it's always a treat when she drops in for a visit, as she did on this particular winter's night.
And you'll know many more verses than I remember. I was headed down 5th Street, going to Maine, buy my cord, and buy cocaine. Cocaine, gonna do my honey today. For LSD, drink more liquor, mix cocaine, cocaine, gonna do my honey today. cocaine, baby, it's cocaine. I'm gonna kill my honey. Yeah, looks like guitar.
One more.
Yeah.
What Doug's done over here?
Yeah.
Get it, Doug.
How about everybody?
Tell it to me, drink or liquor, it's cocaine, baby, it's cocaine. Gonna kill my honey, yeah.
One last time.
Tell it to me, drink or liquor, it's cocaine, baby, it's cocaine. Gonna kill my honey, yeah.
One of the many cool things about jamming at the Flood sessions is that people could test out new material. Chesapeake, Ohio's N.F. Brown, they called him Nerf Brown, did a lot of solo gigs. And we still remember the night he gave us a little taste of his rendition of the old Josh White classic, One Meatball.
A little man walked up and down an eating place in town he found. He read the menu through and through to see what 15 cents would do. One meatball, yeah. One meatball. He could not have but one meatball. He called the waiter near at hand to tell him of his little plan. The guests were startled, one and all, to hear the waiter loudly call, "What? One meatball! One meatball! This here gent wants one meatball." The little man felt ill at ease. He said, "Some bread, sir, if you please." The waiter hollered down the hall, "You gets no bread with one meatball." One meatball, one meatball. You gets no bread with one meatball. The little man felt really sad, 'cause one meatball was all he had. And in his dreams he did recall, "You gets no bread with one meatball." One meatball, one meatball. He gets no bread with one meatball. No spaghetti, Freddy, that's all. Meatball.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, there are solos, and then there are solos. For a couple of years there, our dear friend and favorite British import, Mike Smith, used to come to our weekly jam sessions, mainly to play twin fiddle with Joe. But usually we could also persuade him to put down the fiddle for a moment and give us a great a cappella ballad in the old English tradition. Check out Mike's rendering here of a fine Christy Moore composition and cautionary tale called A Stitch in Time.
Oh, there was a woman and she lived on her own, she slaved on her own and she skivvied on her own. She had 2 little girls and 2 little boys, and she lived all alone with her husband. For her husband he was a hunk of a man, a chunk of a man, and a drunk of a man. He was a hunk of a drunk of a skunk of a man, such a boozing, bruising husband. For he would come home drunk each night, he'd thrash her black and he'd thrash her white. He'd thrash her to within an inch of her life, and then he'd sleep like a log, did her husband. One night she gathered her tears all round her pane. She thought of the bruising and cried with the pain. Oh, you'll not do that ever again. I won't live with a drunken husband. But as she lay and thought in bed, a strange old thought came into her head. She's went for the needle, went for the thread, and went back into her sleeping husband. And she started to stitch with a girlish thrill, and a woman's heart and a seamstress skill. She stitched and stitched with an iron will, all around her sleeping husband. Oh, the top sheet, the bottom sheet too, the blanket stitched to the mattress through. She's stitched and stitched for the whole night through, and then she's waited the dawn and her husband. And when he awoke with a pain in his head, he found that he could not move in bed. Sweet Christ, I've lost the use of my legs. But this wife just smiled at her husband. For in her hand she held the frying pan, with a giggle in her heart she's given him a lamb. He could not move, but he's cried, God damn. Don't you swear, she cries to her husband. Oh, the frying pan, the colander too, with a rolling pin, just a stroke or two. She's beat her husband black and blue, such a battered and bleeding husband. And she says, if you ever come home drunk any more, I'll stitch you up and I'll thrash you more. Then I'll pack my bags and I'll be out the door. I won't live with a drunken husband. Oh, isn't it true what small can do? With a woman's heart and a stitch or two, he's fixed his ways and his drinking's through. It's goodbye to a drunken husband.
For a moment, let's go back to that idea of twin fiddling. No one ever read Joe Dobbs' musical mind better than his old friend Buddy Griffin, a legend in the music community, performing with such artists as Bill Monroe, Josh Graves, Mother Maybelle Carter, and John Hartford. Buddy always carved out some time to spend with Joe. Here on a winter's evening in 2013, Buddy and Joe team up on another British import, the traditional tune Flowers of Edinburgh. Keeping for a moment with our international theme, another beloved import, this time from Australia, has been the husband and wife duo of Rod and Judy Jones. We first met the Joneses all the way back in the 1980s, when Joe brought them to one of our crazy 3-day music parties. We were astounded then, and we continue to be astounded now, at how the Aussies, as we lovingly call them, have nailed the songs and sounds of the Southern Appalachians. Take a listen to their Goodbye Liza Jane.
Upstairs, goodbye, oh goodbye. Bark-killed chicken and flew upstairs, goodbye, Liza Jane. Goodbye, Miss Liza, oh what a shame. Oh how lovely, goodbye, Liza Jane.
Speaking of Appalachian music, no one in our acquaintance nails the old Carter family songs better than our dear companion, Bill Hoke. Bill was a Flutster emeritus. He was picking with us back in the beginning of the band in the mid-1970s and is a happy veteran of all those all-night music parties where the band was born. Even though he now lives in the heart of Carter family country, Abington, Virginia, Bill doesn't play much anymore, but we do try to get him singing a few songs when he comes this way, as we did on this particular autumn evening.
My little darling, know how I love you, how I love you, none can tell. In your heart you love another, little darling pal of mine. Many a night as you lay sleeping, dream of your amber skies, was a poor broken heart, listening to the winds that sigh. My little darling, oh how I love you, how I love you, none can tell. In your heart you love another, little darling pal of mine.
My cousin Kathy Castner doesn't make it in from Cincinnati to sit in with the flood nearly often enough for our taste. But whenever she does, it's an event. And the evening's not complete until she does her signature song, the bittersweet tune called simply The Rose.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, it's only seed. It's a heart afraid of breaking, that never learns to dance. It's a dream afraid of waking, that never takes a chance. It's a one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying, that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely, and the road has been too long, when you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember, in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies a sea with the sun's love. In the spring becomes the rose.
This room has also hosted a number of wonderful singer-songwriters over the years, artists who find the flood's home to be a welcoming venue for their work, whether sitting in the middle of a rowdy jam session or off to the side of a quiet evening at home. Here's a sample of 5 writers who have shared their new songs with us. Roger Samples will be along shortly. Raj was not only a beloved Floodster emeritus, he was also one of the founders of our band, joining Dave Payton and me at the first ripples of the flood back in the early 1970s. A few years before he died in 2016, Raj had a sweet reunion with us, traveling from his home in Mount Sterling, Kentucky, on a summer evening to share, among other tunes, his composition called Ladies Sail Away. It's a gorgeous song inspired by the memories of the music and the dancing. at the annual West Virginia State Folk Festival in Glenville, West Virginia. The legendary Rob McNurlin also has a tune for us. Nowadays, Rob is on the road between Kentucky and Nashville and all over the country. But we've been fortunate to have many visits with him over the years whenever he gets a break from his travels. And almost always, Rob, a prolific songwriter, has a new tune for us to hear. This time, it's a lovely, lonesome love song called Danville Girl. Not all the tunes are lonesome, though. Our buddy Doug Imbrogno has a sensationally sassy song called Pie in the Sky that got the whole room rocking one chilly January evening. Who knew you could have so much fun with sweet potato pie and a double cappuccino? And speaking of sassy, we have a seriously tongue-in-cheek country tune by bluesmen Chris Sutton and Mike Lyzenga. In a song that Woody Guthrie would have been proud to claim, Chris and Mike sing the woes of the wealthy in their sly little song called Rich Man's Blues. But first, let's bring back Steamboatin's original Red Hot Mama, Phyllis Dale, and her piano. After rocking the night with tunes like Up a Lazy River and Kansas City, Phyllis blew everyone away with her gentle love song to a river, her beautiful composition, She's the Ohio.
She's the Ohio, she's the Ohio, beautiful river, she's the Ohio. There are times when waters join her and a torrent flow appears, but we do not blame her. In her floods we see her tears. She's the
Columbus stockade I did escape. North Carolina I did go. Heard the white dove sing, waited for a train, sleeping by the old crossroads. I've been all around this world, looking for that Danville girl. Danville girl, Danville girl, looking for that Danville girl. This C&O train line runs on time, so I hit the track. Ride these rods, you gotta trust in God. I did and never once looked back. I've been all around this world, looking for that Danville girl. Through the cold rain and snow, from the banks of the Ohio out to California, $2 bill and driving wheel, my companions along the way. I've been all around this world, looking for that Danville girl. Danville girl, Danville girl, looking for that Danville girl. With her hair piled high and a tear in her eye, I remember her that way. Might go to meeting clothes and path that she chose, just turn and walk away. I've been all around this world, looking for that Danville girl. I'd pawn my watch and chain to see her again. She's the lily of the west, a briar in her heart keeps us apart. Never lay my head on her breast. I've been all around this world, looking for that Danville girl. Danville girl, Danville girl, looking for that Danville girl. One sweet song.
Talk about pie now. Everyone's reaching for a piece of the pie. Maybe they're serving pie in the sky. Gonna be famous, maybe be rich, even if it makes me a bastard or a bitch. Blueberry, strawberry, apple, alamo, boysenberry, cherry with a scoop of Rocky Road. Blackberry, rhubarb, lemon, meringue, chocolate delight, for the day, and I said to the waitress, and she says, honey, what do you want? And I said, have you got any specials here at the Pie in the Sky Cafe? And she said, baby, we always have specials. What do you want? And I said, what do you got? And she says, why don't you look up there? And I said, why don't you just tell me what you got? All right, are you ready? And I said, I'm always ready. Always ready. Raspberry, huckleberry, New York cheesecake, coconut cream, coconut flakes, raisin mints made of pumpkin peach. Would you push that banana cream with my routine? Yeah. Help me. Tell it. Somebody take it. I am ready to place my order. And she says, what do you want? And I say, are you ready? And she says, I'm always ready. Yeah, always ready. So here's what I told her wishes for my order. I'll have sweet potato pie with a double cappuccino. Yeah. Sweet potato pie with a double cappuccino. Sweet potato pie with a double cappuccino. That's what I'll have today. Everybody sing it. Sweet potato pie with a double cappuccino. Sweet potato pie with a double cappuccino. Yeah. Sweet potato pie with a double cappuccino. That's what I'll have today. Yeah.
the best I've
sea. The devil's ring was never gathered, and the dreams you played tonight. You know they say you can't go back, sir. In my mind, you know I might.
This is my buddy Michael Zenga. We've been playing blues and stuff for several years together, and we've been working on country. So I'm gonna play a country song. This is one Mike wrote. I think the whole Occupy thing inspired this. It's called Rich Man's Blues. Well, it's hard spending all this money. It's driving me insane. Got them low down rich man's blues from riding limos, boats, and planes. I own 7 fancy mansions, villa in southern France. Got a closet full of harmony suits and diamond rings on both my hands. 'Cause I was born with a silver spoon and a golden parachute, but I can't appreciate it. I got these low down rich man's blues. Yeah, I made my
As you've already seen and heard, Jim Rumbaugh adds a lot of tasteful harmonica solos to other people's tunes, but he can also step up and lead a song when called upon, as in this memorable moment when he gave us his version of St. James Infirmary.
Down to Old Tom's Tavern. You know he has this place on the square. Now they were serving those drinks like usual, and the usual crowd was there. Out to my left there stood old Joe Johnson. They were bloodshot, they were red. And I said, hey Joe, what's the matter? And these were the words that he said. St. James Infirmary. You know I found my baby lying there. Now she was stretched out on this long, long table. She looked cold, she looked fine, she looked good. So I went up to talk to that doctor. Now she's very low, that's what he said. But when I went back to talk to my baby, the nurse said your woman is dead. And I said, oh Lord, say this ain't so. Dear Jesus said this just can't be. I can look this whole world. Never found good as she. Joe, he just stood there all silent, and he had this blank look on his face, and though not a muscle was moving, he had gone a million miles from the place. Now I knew he was thinking about her, how he'd never hold her no more. Then he finished his drink with a single swig, turned around and walked out that door. Now this is the end of my story, and I swear every word said is true. And if you see Joe drinking, you know it's because he's got the St. James Infirmary blues.
Local rocker Tom Norman taught us a lot of tunes, such as his version of Danny O'Keefe's song, Catfish.
Sitting by the water, staring at the stream. Tell me, honey, are there any catfish in your dreams? Catfish ain't expensive, neither is it free. Some folks crazy about it, others has to leave it be. Suckers and bullheads never will do, but a catfish will show you a thing or two. Way go down to the bank so you can flash your bait. If you're looking for a catfish, mommy, wait, God don't wait. Catfish got whiskers and a sweet little grin, but you never can tell where a catfish has been. But I'll be your catfish, honey, any old time you just call out my name, baby, drop me your line. Way go down to the bank so you can flash your bait. If you're looking for a catfish, mommy, wait, God don't wait. Sitting by the water, staring at the stream. Tell me, honey, are there any catfish in your, catfish in your, catfish in your dreams?
Anyone who listens to The Flood knows that our harmonica, Sam St. Clair, has been a pillar of our band's sound for nearly 20 years now. And because Sam is such a friendly, sharing kind of guy, he makes sure that any Flood gathering is also going to be very harmonica friendly. Our jam sessions have often had visiting harp players. In fact, we've even had sessions at which the harmonicas outnumber the guitars in the room. Of course, it doesn't hurt that our buddy and frequent Flood follower Jim Rumbaugh also is a founding member of the wonderful Huntington Harmonica Club, which is responsible for introducing many local folks to the joys of harmonica playing. And Jim has brought many of the new members to this room to jam. For instance, Paula Davis Stewart, seen here sitting in with her guitarist son Richard, took up the harp after seeing the Harmonica Club's promotion for his free 5-minute harmonica lesson. Often harmonica players come into the room in the company of singer guitar players. Mark Cabell, for instance, often backs up locally reared blues great Chris Sutton. And we still talk about the evening that our buddy jazz guitarist Randy Brown brought the late Pittsburgh harp giant Mark Keene to a session. Listen to Mark and Randy rapping up a good old blues tune. So the blues have always been a staple in the Flood's diet. Sam and his harmonica made sure of that. And we kicked the blues content up to a new high when Jacob Scarr joined us a decade ago. As the youngest Floodster ever, Jacob played guitar with us for several years, right up until the night before he left for college in Colorado in the autumn of 2011. Now as a Floodster emeritus, Jacob comes back often to sit in with us as a guest artist at gigs and jam sessions. Before he left, though, Jacob was so influential in the family Flood that we created a tune just for him. here from a gig in downtown Huntington as part of the Joe Dobbs book tour in the summer of 2012. We give the brief history of Jacob's special tune. We have Jacob featured on a little tune. We combined two blues. We took a blues by Willie Dixon and another one by Muddy Waters, and we kind of mashed them together and made what Dave calls
Muddy Willie.
Muddy Dixon. We only tell that to select people.
Aren't you glad you're one of them?
Aren't you? I'm going to remember that. And Michelle ad-libbed the best line of the entire tour. Aren't you glad you're one of them? These days, anytime Jacob rolls back into town and has time for his old flood comrades, Muddy Willie is on the subject.
Gypsy woman told my mama on the day I was born that a boy child coming, gonna be a son of a gun, gonna take good in women hand in hand. And you're to know I know Gucci Gucci man, I'm here. Everybody knows I am. I'm the one called the Silver Song. On the 7th hour, on the 7th day, on the 7th month, 7 doctors say, boy born for good luck. It's easy to see, $700 on it. Don't you mess with me, I'm here. Everybody knows I am. I'm the one called the 7th song.
This long-form video podcast is almost done, but we couldn't end it without a special shout-out to the undisputed leader of our Floodster Emeritus class, Mr. Chuck Romine. Chuck played his tenor banjo with the Flood for 6 years, starting in 2001, and since his retirement from the band, he has frequently returned as a guest picker, singer, and all-round good sport. Chuck is always welcome in this room because, as we've said many times, Chuck is a party all to himself. Okay, here's a prime example. One evening we asked Chuck to sing one of his signature tunes, Coney Island Washboard Rondelay, and for the occasion, Brother Peyton brought out the Flood's secret weapon. Yeah, you got to see it to believe it. It all started like this.
Show them both sides now.
It depends on where
It says wow on this side.
Who did?
Sam made the actual.
37 flood on one side.
You want to
wow
test
on the
your implements?
That last one. That needs to be tuned.
We're ready.
Now you folks watch carefully. We're going to go do this. Now where are we going to start?
With you.
At the beginning, start at the beginning? Oh gosh, I thought we were only going to do it through one. On his tiny island, one boy he did play. He played on the boardwalk every day. Put all around, doubles on the round, rubbing up and up in his little thumb, always to be found. With the thimbles on his fingers, made the noise. He played Charleston on the washboard for the ball. He was like a tune like through the knees of a big
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this magical memory tour and seeing and hearing some of the band's good buddies. Right now the room goes back to its usual silent self, but still today, once a week or so, the flood comes rolling in and things get nice and rowdy. To keep up with all things floodish, visit our website at 1937flood.com, where you can check out our weekly audio podcast, always featuring at least one free tune from the latest rehearsal. On the web, you can also see our latest videos, learn about projects like new CDs, and find out about our upcoming appearances. And there's a link to our Facebook page. Whether online or in person, we hope to see you real soon.
Hit it, Sam.
Yeah. Hit it, Jacob.